welcome to episode 6 of Injury Time Podcast, where today we'll be doing the Championship season review. You'll notice that there's only 4 of us, but we have a correspondent over in Italy who is hopefully later on in the video going to give you some information from where he is. So we'll start with
Team of the season. Do you want to start?
As being a Leeds fan and being champions of the Championship, it's got to be Leeds. They're just class. I'm buzzing. I can't really say much else, to be honest. They were the better team, played the better football at the end of the day. They didn't bottle it for once. So
yeah, I've gone for Leeds as well. I mean, they deserve to beat the Prem. They've just dominated the Championship. They've battered every team they've played really, and they're just class. I mean, they've got players that deserve to be in the Premier League. Like for example, Calvin Phillips, who's probably in a couple of years, England bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you agree.
No,
but
definitely.
It's just quality.
Yeah.
He runs the midfield, and he probably will in the Premier League as well. And
Team of the season, Leeds. They were consistent throughout the year when Brentford and West Brom faltered, so fair play to them.
Pains me, but yeah, Leeds, clean sweep. I mean, unbelievable, and I really love their manager. I mean, I don't love the team, I don't love the fans, but their manager is a league above. I think what he's done with that Leeds side in such a short space of time is brilliant. I think they're going to be like a next Sheffield United.
And Wolves.
Honestly, and Wolves, yeah. I mean, with that team and with that fan base, I can't see why they can't be top half of the Premier League.
Just a little one. Where will Leeds finish next year? Where do you hope? Being a Leeds fan, you probably go to a few of the games, but most of them.
just don't want to get relegated back down.
Is that it? Is that the aim?
Yeah, no, for me that is. I don't know what the club are.
No.
But
Tom?
I mean, if Town stayed up a season,
Anything's possible.
you've got probably 10 times more money than us.
Yeah.
You've got
better
many,
players.
the better players, the better manager. I think you'll finish mid-table, if not higher.
I'm saying 13th.
Yeah.
So yeah, fairly mid-table.
I'm quite hopeful for Leeds. I mean, I think they've got the squad to do it, and I think they can finish 9th.
they just need to sign some good players.
Yeah, right.
Right, hi guys, how you all doing? I'll get straight into it. First one's team of the season, isn't it? Well, for me it's Leeds, pretty obvious. I've got 1, 2 and 3. Second is Brentford. I think I made all of mine without knowing the scores last night, so they are a bit off, so you're going to have to bear with me on that. But yeah, Brentford, best attacking team in the league. So unlucky not to go. Bottled it, you could say, in the last 2 games against Barnsley and Stoke. But yeah, amazing team. And then bottom half of the table, team of the season for me is Wigan. And I feel so sorry for the players and their coaching staff. Yeah, playing and coaching staff, because it's out of their control, and they would have had a brilliant season. And they showed great character, and they almost got it over the line, and I feel incredibly sorry for everyone at Wigan. There's first one.
Next one is our players of the season. There could be a good few players for this, but I think we'll all go with pretty much the same players. For mine is Said Benrahma. He's a top 6 Premier League player by far. I mean, there's no doubt about it. No, he is.
Maybe not just yet.
Not just yet.
No, was it 19 goals, 8 assists?
17 goals, 8 assists for Benrahma. He was mine as well.
I mean,
Bones,
the way he plays is, I think, he's one of the best Championship players in the history of the Championship. Ability-wise.
Yeah.
Because he just does it every week.
For Benrahma, I said Benrahma. You could liken him to when Adel Taarabt was in the Premier League, I think.
yeah, exactly.
He's got the skill, he's exciting to watch, so I think if Brentford don't win the playoffs, then it should get a move, really.
I think it goes to someone like Wolves.
I've said Calvin Phillips because, I mean, he's just probably he's the best midfielder in the Championship at the moment.
No doubt.
I mean, and he's probably been the best in the Championship for a long time in that certain position that he plays. And he played it right back, am I right? He played it right back for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, like back in the
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
And then he's come through Leeds, ended up playing in the centre midfield CDM role, and just absolutely bossed it. He drives forward, I mean, and he's a Leeds man, isn't he? So, I mean, he's got the passion. But I also said it depends on the playoff final and who goes to the Premier League. I think if Brentford go to the Prem, then I think Benrahma is my player of the season. But if they don't, I'm sticking with Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips does dictate the game quite a lot. But yeah, Benrahma is class. you barely see any players take on people nowadays. It's all about passing. So to see people like Eze and Benrahma taking on players and getting past them as well, it's just revitalising. It seems very hard nowadays, or it looks to be very hard. So barely anybody does it. But Benrahma just glides past.
No,
players.
it's effortless. That's the thing. That's why he's such a big talent. Yeah,
and his final ball as well. It's not just
he's got the end product.
and that's why Ollie Watkins has got
He's all over.
21 goals this season because of.
Most of them are tap-ins.
No, exactly. Yeah, because of the balls. Yeah.
Right, player of the year, nice and easy, Benrahma. Easy, Benrahma.
We'll move on to flop of the season. We'll leave underrated for a bit. Anyone want to start us off?
I'll
Flop of the
start.
season? You
If
start.
that's alright. Now, as a Huddersfield Town fan, there's one thing that pains me. When the club get overexcited and spend ridiculous amounts of money on players who we have no idea about. Now, this guy is rapid. He could be a sprinter, but he's a footballer. I've never seen someone take the ball from the halfway line
And kick it
and with
directly out of play.
and with the first touch.
Insert the video if I can.
Yeah, we'll insert the video.
Played against Aston Villa.
We'll insert the video.
Play the clip, yeah.
We'll play the clip. And with his first touch, take it out of play
I'm just laughing. thinking
behind the
about
goalkeeper. Now this guy we spent £11 million on.
God.
His name's Adama Diakabi.
it. A damn giraffe.
We loaned him. We loaned him out to Nottingham Forest,
And you see where they ended up.
and
They've just bottled the playoffs.
Didn't even play. Even.
this guy is at Bambi on ice. It is
That's a compliment.
ridiculous. That's all I have to say.
I would have gone for Diakabi, but I thought of another one. So flop-wise, Danny Simpson. Now, Danny Simpson has won the Premier League, has played in the Premier League for, 5 years? Something like that?
More than that, yeah.
Yeah, Danny Simpson, he came into the club and we thought, oh, this guy's going to be class. We brought in Simpson and King from Leicester. King's done alright, but Simpson just mistake. He just let us down, really.
Yeah.
Top
Well,
players.
I know it's team this like flop of the season, but I'm going a bit off track. I mean, over the last 3 seasons, I've gone for Jordan Rhodes because I think they spent the same amount of money on Jordan Rhodes as they did in Diakabi, if not a bit more. He refused to take a penalty in the playoff semi-final against us because he was too scared, had too much pressure on him.
Yeah.
He didn't play last season, and also this season he's just sitting on the bench. They've got a player that's probably worth about they paid 10 to 12 mil for, and he's just sat there.
Jordan Rhodes is in the championship team of the decade.
I mean, prime Jordan Rhodes was worth 35.
Yeah, that's
40
prime
million.
Jordan Rhodes though. I'm on about like you don't pay 10 to 12 mil for a player just to sit on the bench every week.
Exactly.
And that's why I put him as like.
And that's what we did with Diakabi and Benzema.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's pointless.
Billy,
It's wasted
flop of the season,
I won't really call him a flop, but I'm kind of struggling here.
let down.
Yeah, Helder Costa.
You think?
Agreed. Is
15
he on
million
loan?
pounds.
No, they're signing permanently.
15 million pounds. I just don't think
Yeah.
he's worth it. Like, as we talk about Benrahma and Eze taking on players, Helder Costa just can't do it. And
But Helder Costa was signed from Wolves to do that exact
Yeah,
job.
exactly.
I thought we were going to get the Helder Costa that tore up the championship.
Exactly, yeah.
But he's not the same person. I mean, maybe he can find form, but I just don't think he's that good enough to be in the Premier League.
Maybe it's his confidence though.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing.
I mean, I've seen him a bit.
He has scored a couple of great goals.
Yeah.
He does a couple of good things. But yeah, I just think he needs to really improve if he
Anything
needs to
from
be
you?
in the Premier
But
League.
no, that's the thing. I mean, you knew that you were going into the Premier League
Yeah.
when you signed him. Wasn't even short of a month ago permanently. And for Bielsa to do that and the board and Rajatsani to do that, they must see something in it.
Yeah.
But it's just not unlocked yet. I mean, that's the same with so many players around the league. They're under the radar for that exact reason. But let's just hope for Leeds' sake he actually,
Does well.
does well. Yeah.
Right, flop of the year. Flop of the year is easy. It's Kenneth Sahar, £8 million, 17 appearances, 3 goals. Not good enough.
We'll move on to underrated player of the season, to the other side of the spectrum of players, really. I've gone with Brian Mbueno from Brentford. Is he an attacking?
Yeah, right winger.
Right winger, yeah. I've watched him a few times, and he's only 22.
I know.
Mbueno, and he has scored 14 goals this year, and I think he's got a few assists, and he's good to watch. So I think he's contributed. See, Watkins gets all the credit in the Brentford team.
Yeah.
Well, the majority of the credit for being up there on the goals was Mitrovic and Grant and people like that. Bamford. But
Even Bamford, yeah.
Should have a lot more.
Bueno's played a real part in that team for an underrated player. And another one, Sam Johnson in the goal for West Brom.
West Brom, yeah.
I think he's been quality.
I've gone for Matty Cash.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, the right back.
Right back.
But can you really pick a Forest player?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Matty Cash has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, people thought he was a right winger, but he slotted into that right back.
Lamucci's
put him in that right back
yeah.
role, and he's absolutely
No,
just smashed
I
it. He's done a
completely
brilliant job. I think I was speaking to Sam, a Forest fan. If you're watching, Sam,
He does watch our video.
yeah, and then he was saying that AC Milan are after him, which doesn't.
It doesn't surprise
It doesn't surprise me, and also because Forest ain't gone up, he'll either be playing in the Prem or going to AC Milan because he's just brilliant. I think he's got about 5 assists this season, and he has to do a bit more of a defensive role and then counter attacks because they're a counter attacking team. But then he's just done a brilliant job going forward because he's got that like winger's instinct, but he can also defend as well. And I think people talks about him a lot, but he's a class player.
The five at the back formation. I think that's where we
Yeah,
suit.
yeah, definitely.
Have you said you're underrated? Who have you gone for?
I don't know. You know what?
You don't have one?
There is so much
Talent.
under the radar, and I can think of 3, 4, 5 players. I mean, Joe Lolly.
Jonathan Arnold.
I wouldn't say Joe Lolly's underrated anymore.
No,
They really
I
gas
don't
him up.
think.
Colin Quatermain.
No, I still don't think he gets
You're looking for
the amount
Millwall
of
centre forward.
appropriate respect. But I think Joe Lolly is one, and this isn't just because this next one isn't just because I'm a Huddersfield Town fan. This is because I've got 2 from Huddersfield Town. I've got Lewis O'Brien. I mean, this guy was playing for Bradford City last season.
He's put in a real shit.
He is an absolute. You won't find, excluding Calvin Phillips, you will
21 years
not
old,
find
22.
someone else who will run as much and the exact same
As an
pace
adjacent,
as anyone in the league. And this is another one who, this next one, you might think I'm a bit mental for this because of our defensive state and our position, but I've gone for Chris Schindler.
That didn't well.
He doesn't get as much. He doesn't get any respect from Premier League fans. He doesn't get any respect from Championship fans because we are Huddersfield Town and we're liable in other parts of the field. The guy has played every single minute of the league bar the last game. He dropped out because of illness
Tooth.
20 minutes
That's
before
all it was.
kick-off. This guy is a captain, he's a leader, and he patrolled everything. Individually, he could easily play in the Premier League with another centre-back partnership. He could play in the Premier League.
I don't know.
That's tough for me.
Chris Schindler.
Yeah.
I think Schindler's quality, yes, but he's sort of made to look,
Good in
an average team.
I'd say crap defence.
He shines in a shite team.
He makes a few mistakes where in the Premier League that'd be very costly.
Yeah.
It'd be very costly.
You can see the first season we were in the Premier League, he was really
solid,
good.
yeah.
The next season he just sort of dropped.
Paul
a bit
Merson
for me.
said because I was watching the commentary of when Town beat United 2-1, and he said if Schindler was on, if you'd come down from the moon, he said this. You to watch the game, you'd think that Schindler was a United player,
Yeah, no, you would.
and you'd think that Lindelof was playing for us.
Him and Zanka
how
were
good he was.
just unbelievable, unbelievable.
If you're
That's
going,
why,
if you're going off the season, you could also make an argument for Skeeman underrated. I mean, he's done the same job as Schindler.
He's
just
put in
been
a
solid.
real job
He's
for us.
put on a very good shift.
Yeah,
bearing
exactly.
his
30 odd.
he can't run. I mean, he's got like.
Yeah, but it's 30 odd, isn't it?
If you correspond his pace to a FIFA start, it'd be 20 pace. But the way he's come in and just enhanced the squad, I know he made 2 or 3 errors last night, but the way he's come in and made us stronger and kept us up, yeah, you could say that.
Billy, underrated.
I've got 2. I've got Coley Woodrow for Barnsley.
Yeah.
14 goals,
Oh yeah.
Wow.
2
I
assists.
didn't realise that. Now.
He's really kept him up. I mean, him and a couple of other players at Barnsley.
Mm.
They pulled off the great escape last
No,
night.
they did, yeah.
We all
Luton
thought
Town
Charles would stay up, but God, yeah. And the other guy, I don't know if I can say his name or not.
Personally,
Go on, Tom.
I think that Barnsley should have gone down.
Yeah.
Because Luton, the way they played against Leeds, for example, against us,
Brilliant.
battered us, absolutely
Yeah.
destroyed us. I'm not saying we're the best team, but to do that when you're in that
You
position,
found him yet?
and he's just so much better than flipping.
They were brilliant.
Who have you got?
And Bartosz Bielkowski, who won the Golden Glove for Millwall. He a couple of other players, but Millwall were contending for playoffs last 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do it just to have Millwall in the playoffs, trying to get into the Premier League. I thought it'd be quite funny.
We'll get onto the playoffs actually later. But
Underrated player of the year, I have 2. This, like I said, I made this before yesterday happened, so I have got Ben Watson and Lewis Grabban. Ben Watson's been, people wrote him off too old, but he's probably been Forest's player of the year and almost helped them get to the playoffs, which is quite annoying for me. But yeah, Forest were great this year and he was part of that, and so was Lewis Grabban. Underrated striker in the Championship and doesn't get enough respect along with Mitrovic and Watkins.
we'll just quickly skim across.
Well,
I
yeah,
think.
we don't need to.
Yeah, Bielsa.
Bielsa.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Just so.
I've said Bielsa, but I've got 2 other names, not for manager of the season, but just for manager.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I've been
if we
impressed
had
with.
if we had another name or 2
I'd
names.
put Nathan Jones from Luton Town.
Definitely. 9 points.
I saw they've got 16 points since the restart. 16 points.
Just brilliant.
Whereas other teams around them had faltered, but they've managed to go from they were adrift. They were 5.
No, there were 6, 7 points.
Yeah, but
There
Nathan
were 9
Jones
points in January.
deserves it. Yeah,
Danny Carver.
and also Bilic.
Yeah.
I really like
Yeah.
Bilic. I like what he did at West Ham when he had Payet.
Yeah. Oh God.
And that sort of team, but I think he's done well to get them back up despite the end of the season. Brentford did help them out.
I've got
Yeah.
2. I've got Tom. I'll do.
I'd say Danny Cowley because when Sievert came in, he's got the worst record ever in the Championship. One of them, he got 1 win in 19 games. 9 games.
So the Cowleys
have come in and just they've done a quality job to keep us up.
Yeah, so manager of the season, Bielsa.
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 The BL end.
Bielsa, and then second and third. Second, Neil Harris. Since he took over Cardiff, they've been probably the hardest team to beat in the league since he took over. And third is Forest Sabri Lamucci. Didn't know anything about him before he came in. Didn't know he existed, but he's done an incredible job with them, and they have been very unlucky to miss out on the playoffs.
Swiftly moving on.
One to watch.
Yeah.
Mine's 22 years of age, 8 goals, 6 assists. He's on loan from West Ham United. Dean Garner in the midfield for West Brom. I think he's held it up well. He's gone forward well, and he looks good. Looks promising, Dean Garner. Yeah. You agree?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mbeumo, French under-21 international, and obviously Watkins and Ben Rama get most of the praise in that Brentford.
54
goals.
52?
54 goals between the 3 of them. Ben Rama, Mbeumo,
Yeah.
and Watkins.
That's more than 3 Championship teams.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I've gone for Lola. He's got 9 goals, 8 assists. I mean, he just glides through defences. I'd hate to be a defender when you see him coming at you in the penalty area because he's just scared to stick a foot out. I mean, his on the ball work is just quality. I mean, he's done bits for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, agreed.
Mine, I'm not sure what it starts if you want to search him up. Eberici Eze, I don't know, I think 19 or 20 years old. The way I think we'll all agree when we've seen him play at our respective stadiums, his ball work, the way he glides past players, and the way he effortlessly just does everything perfectly. He can be top 6 Premier League in a few years.
Eberici Eze, 22 years old, 14 goals, 8 assists.
There you go, speaks volumes, unbelievable.
The thing we were saying off camera about Eze is when, Billy, you said you watched him when he played at Leeds, and obviously when he came to town and played against us, even though we beat them, he gets the ball and it looks too easy for him.
Yeah.
The skills he's got, the quality, it just looks easy when he's playing.
And he's like a Jack Grealish kind of player. I think technically he can match Jack Grealish, or if not be better than him, but it's like he's the most foul player in the Premier League, and I think Eze will be one of the most foul players. He'll get hacked down so many times in his career, just because the defenders go into that fight or flight mode. You say, oh, he's going to score, we need to stop him, let's kick him down.
Big example, Zaha.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he'll just be like Zaha.
Yeah, exactly. He reminds me of Zaha actually, quite a lot, except he plays down the middle.
He's got more technical ability than Zaha did at 22. Definitely.
Yep.
To watch for the 2021 season, it is Hanoa Masengo of Bristol, the French central midfielder, and Tyrese Campbell of Stoke. I think they've both had good start seasons this year and could really kick on with like playing upwards of 35 games next year. They could both be excellent.
That's all the categories. We're going to move on to our predictions for the season. Obviously, it's tough to predict the championship because that is the championship. Nobody knows what's going to happen. You can play top of the league, you can win, then you can play bottom of the league and you can get banned.
What's your time?
Predictions for next year is quite difficult. Villa and Bournemouth, I think, well, if whoever goes down, and if it is Villa and Bournemouth, I think those two will do especially well, because I think they're just too big for the championship. And then I've got a list of Fulham, Brentford, Forest and Cardiff. Whoever doesn't go up through the championship playoffs, they will do well next year, I think. And then I've got an outside chance for playoffs, which is Stoke.
Yeah, we'll start with the 3 teams from the Premier League coming down because they need to be sort of filtered in. Norwich obviously one, I think Bournemouth another, and then should we predict Watford?
I'd say Watford.
Yeah, I'd say Watford.
And you know what? I think Villa might go down.
I think Villa will do it after that win on the weekend.
Yeah.
That'll do them a world of good for confidence.
I think
So,
the team coming up, you've got Rotherham, Wycombe,
Coventry.
2, 3 very, very, very financially
I think
unstable
teams.
teams.
Wycombe will go down, and
Yeah.
I think Coventry will, but I don't think Rotherham will.
I just can't see the funds.
Not
Like,
sure.
where are the funds coming from?
Yeah, so what we've decided to do is pick our top sort of 3 contenders, but it can't include Brentford, Fulham, Cardiff or Swansea
The playoff teams.
because they're the playoff teams. So you can include the 3 that just come down.
Okay, so I'm going to go Millwall, Bournemouth and Preston.
Derby, Preston and Forest, only because I don't think the teams that are in the Premier League will be ready to go straight back down to the Championship.
Forest, Sheffield Wednesday and Bournemouth.
Forest, Derby, and Bournemouth.
I think a general consensus, Forest are looking good.
Yeah.
If they keep
Bournemouth.
Yeah, but Bournemouth, I mean, I don't know if they're ready for the Championship again because, like I said, it's just not. It's not about quality.
Yeah,
it's
no.
not about quality.
Because
about grinding the results.
Yeah,
Lerner needs
exactly.
Yeah,
Ake,
I think that's
Lerner,
what Ake's
They'll be
been
gone.
making.
King
Yeah, the
needs
loose
to
players.
go. I don't know whether Callum Wilson will
Wilson
go or
will.
not.
Yeah, I think he will.
quick one. Teams going down. Wickham.
Yeah.
Wickham.
I think Wigan will make a record for being like the lowest points scorer
Wycombe,
ever.
Rotherham,
I think Wickham. Yeah, go on.
Wickham, go on, you go.
Rotherham, and Sheff Wednesday.
You think Sheffield Wednesday will go to League One?
Because
Yeah, well,
12 points.
Hull, Hillsborough.
Hull,
League
yeah,
One.
Hull.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought Hull were a stable championship
I-
team and
I
then
think
they
so,
sold their best players.
They've got a lot of money there.
I'm going to go with Barnsley, Wickham, and
I'll tell you what, Middlesbrough look lifeless.
Yeah, but
Reading.
Warnock, yeah.
Reading.
I think Wickham, Barnsley, and Coventry.
And then to finish off, the easiest one we've done all day. Best thing about the Championship, the unpredictability. We saw that last night. Quality, best league in the world.
that's everything,
I
boys.
just want to say something to the Premier League fans. Please, 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 please
Watch the Championship.
Don't disrespect it. It's more entertaining than the Premier
better
League. That was episode 6 of Injury Time Podcast.
Thanks
Thank you
for
for
watching.
watching.
See ya.
See ya. Yeah.
Decent.